Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Njeri Karanja or Zhaney.com, and today we are going to talk about breakup. But before we start with this topic, if you're here and you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly do so. Also, remember to hit on the notification bell so that every moment I get to upload a video, you receive a notification. Now, let's get started. The topic of today, we shall look into what is a breakup. We give it a definition. We shall go ahead and look on what causes breakup and also see what can we do to heal after a breakup. A breakup is bringing an end a relationship. It's a situation whereby you decide it is now here, we cannot do it again, we are done. It's whereby you terminate a relationship by all means other than death. That's what a breakup is. What really causes breakup? What makes people think that it cannot work for us? What makes people get to that point of saying, walk this direction, I walk this, whatever happens in our life, that's okay, we are done. What really causes people to get to that point? The point number one is lack of sex. When people come together, we come together because we believe we are connected together emotionally. We have this great connection that has brought us together, so we can start living together, so that we can satisfy each other. If you cannot satisfy my body needs, if you cannot satisfy me, that I'm not serving you to that satisfaction, you're not serving that satisfaction, it can lead to a point of breaking up and moving to separate ways. Another point on that is whereby there's drug abuse. If one of the parties or one of the partners is using drugs, we all know the effects of drugs. People become maybe violent. They start, maybe when you get home, it's no longer a home again. You start beating people, abusing them, and doing all that. At that particular moment, it's not you. You are under control of that drug. But by the time you're realizing it, you have lost everything, especially what is important to you, your marriage or your relationship. Another thing on that is whereby there's a childhood history of trauma. Maybe one of the parties when growing up were attacked emotionally, sexually, and any of that kind of attack, and that thing keeps on occurring or recurring into them, and when it occurs, nobody can even live near them. They change because that thing haunts them, and when they think of that, they cannot even see the need to move forward or the need to move on with life. So one of the parties can say, I cannot continue living with you, this is too much for me, and let's call it a quit. Another point on that is when you cannot control your anger. I remember there was a time I had a problem of dealing with my anger. I used to get angry, and the only thing I wanted to do is to prove a point. When I'm talking to a person, I want to be listened to, and maybe the other person want to be listened to. So when you're angry, you do what the anger is telling you. You let your anger control you. You end up destroying. You end up causing chaos. You end up even saying words that you can never take back. So what I decided is every time I feel like the anger is controlling me, whatever it tells me to do, I do the opposite. If it tells you to talk, try and shut your mouth. But if you cannot do that, if you have not gotten to that point of being able to control your anger, then that can definitely lead to a breakup. Another point on that is whereby nobody will take responsibility. You have done a mistake, you have wronged your partner, but you don't want to own up. You don't want to take that as your responsibility. You don't want to say sorry to your partner. If you have done a mistake, go to your partner, say sorry. But some people think they cannot put their ego down. Some think their pride is so important to them, so they cannot go down and say sorry. So that leads to breakup because the other party feels like they are not needed anymore, because if they feel like you don't care, because every time you do a mistake and you don't want even to say sorry, you don't even feel about what they feel, you don't even care about how they take that makes them feel like you don't care, you don't love anymore, and they start getting hatred instead of love. It starts to become hatred kind of. So that's another way of what causes breakups. There's another point of blaming. People keep on blaming each other. When a certain mistake happens, or there's an argument, there's a misunderstanding, you keep on blaming each other instead of owning up. Say sorry, because I understand when you own up a mistake, or maybe you say it's okay, it's me, even if it was you. Sometimes it's good for you to save the situation, for you to know that this thing does not escalate. Say sorry, for you to be able to move forward. And in fact, when you do that, what you do is you repossess the part of your happiness, because once you keep on blaming each other, arguing, you keep on pushing each other away instead of bringing each other close. So what happens is the hatred starts getting its way between the two of you. So what you felt initially when you're coming together starts to fade. And what now happens to come is you see a different person. This is not the person I married. This is not the person I wanted to marry. And that eventually leads to breakup. Another point is whereby you feel that you ended up with a person that you never wanted to marry, that you feel that it's not the person I wanted to marry. Why? Maybe when you came together, when you decided to get married, you didn't even take time to date. Some people even get married after 2 weeks, some after 2 months, and some maybe less than a year. You don't take your time to learn the person you're getting married to. You don't take time to understand this person. When you get married, then you realize they don't even have goals. They don't even have dreams. They don't even know what their purpose is. They don't even have a direction. Because I believe each and every person has to know their purpose. And once you know your purpose, you are able to set your dreams and to know what to do and which step to take to move towards your dreams. But if you sit and settle your life with somebody who doesn't even realize what they are created to do, who don't even want to know what life is all about, that becomes a big problem, and that definitely will lead to a breakup. Now, we got so many points on that, but we are not going to highlight everything right here, but we shall share them on the description part of this. Let's now go ahead and look at how to heal after a breakup. What do you do? After a breakup, mostly what happens is emotionally you become unstable. So this person who was happy now changed. And on my previous video, I remember I told you that breakup is one of the causes of low esteem. Remember, at this particular moment, you are not yourself. Your esteems are low, and for you to get them high, for you to raise them, for you to become a normal person, there are some of the steps that you have to take. Some people go for counseling, like I advised on my previous video, that some people opt to go for counseling, but there are people who cannot afford that. There are people who think that that's not an option. There are people who opt to keep that to themselves because they believe the problem belongs to them, so they have to solve it themselves. But even when you're doing that, there are some steps that you have to follow. The first step, the very first step in everything is accept. This is me. This is the journey that I have now to cover. I was headed towards this direction. It has changed. It has come to halt. I have to change. But when I follow this direction on my own, when I follow this direction, how am I going to go? What am I going to use to be able to move forward? Accept who you are. This is me now. This is where I'm standing. I have to start from the first step for me to be able to cover my journey. Another point is forgive. It doesn't matter who was the wrong, whether your partner, whether you forgive, because even if it was your partner, you have to forgive them. Then you forgive yourself. Then forgive any other person who was involved in that, for you to be able to move forward. Another point is that you can share that with your friends that you trust. Not everybody who can be trusted, I know. But you don't tell me that you don't have any person you can trust to share with certain information, because you don't have to keep everything to yourself. That can become a problem to you. But when you share, as the saying goes, a problem half shared is half solved. So when you share, you can share with your mom, your sister, your friend, or whoever you trust. Share with them so that bag can be lighter on you. Another thing is that you can avoid negative people around you. It doesn't matter who it is. Whether it's your mom, even when they call you, they are giving you negative attitude, reminding about your past. Block them. Cut them off your life. Let them stay away from you. Now you have to know that this is your life and nobody is going to walk this life with you. It's a journey that you're going to start on your own. You have to be on your sober mind for you to make that kind of decision. So you have to cut off all those people who are bringing anything negative to your life. Be positive all the time. By being positive means that everything that you talk positively. Stop talking about your past failed marriage. Once you keep on talking about something, you cultivate that in you. You make it come part of you. When it becomes part of you, it's very hard for you to get rid of it. So stop talking about it. Try and look for other topics that are adding value to you. Forget about it. Just know that it has to stop where it stopped, and life has to move forward. Another thing is how you have to have faith in God. Every time you decide to become positive, have faith in God, and things will start coming to you, and in a way that you can never even understand, in a way that you can never even explain to anybody. Because when you trust God, you have this great conviction that everything that you desire shall come to you, and actually they do happen the way you desire when you stay positive. Because once you stay positive, your faith in God grows much stronger. Another point on that is give yourself a clear and a new definition. Remember, now the journey has changed. You are walking as two, now you're walking as one, until when you decide to walk maybe with another partner or another person. So at this particular moment, you have to define. Sit down, take a paper, write down, who am I? What do I want in my life? What are my goals? What are my dreams? What do I want to be in the next 5 years, 1 year? Set your goals and put down all the steps that you need to take for you to be able to get there. Another thing is that do what you love. If you're a decor person, go do decorations. Go to your neighbors, help them in rearranging their homes. At that particular moment, you are distracting yourself from thinking about your past or a failed marriage or failed relationship. At that particular moment, you're able to concentrate and to get more energy on growth and doing what you're supposed to do. Another thing, you can keep on reading books. Reading is one of the most important things, especially when it comes to growth, when it comes to making decisions, and even getting more energy on how to deal with issues. Make inspirational books your friend. And once you do that, you shall realize that things are happening for you rather than the way you would have thought that would happen to you. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you have watched this video and liked it, please give it a thumb up. And until next time, stay tuned. And for now, it's a bye-bye. May God bless you.